What's up? Happy Friday, Shackhousers. It's your boy, Cy Shackelford here. Yeah, let's talk about the season 1 finale of What If, episode number 9. What if the Watcher broke his oath? Yeah, the episode starts off in Captain Carter's reality, and she and the Black Widow, they're preparing an assault on this French criminal Batro. They're planning an assault on his ship. It's basically, essentially, a recasting of the same scene from Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Only Peggy Carter, she's in Steve Rogers' place. In this reality, Captain Carter and the Black Widow, Natasha, they're BFFs. Yeah, so much so that Natasha can even tease Peggy Carter about her long-lost love, Steve Rogers. Yeah, she dives out the ship with her shield and heads right into the ocean and swims to the ship, right? And she battles the crew members aboard. And as she's battling one crew member, that's when the Watcher shows up to grab her out of her reality. In another reality, and mind you, the Watcher is snatching up people that we've already seen in previous episodes, other What If realities. So after Peggy Carter, he goes to the reality of what if T'Challa became Star-Lord, right? Right as Kurt Russell's ego is killing that reality's version of Peter Quill, who works at a Dairy Queen, T'Challa's Star-Lord comes in, puts a remote bomb on Ego and detonates him and saves Peter Quill. And right after that, that's when Peter Quill, as he's thanking T'Challa, he notices the giant baby man cape dude, referring to Uatu, the Watcher, who comes through to snatch up T'Challa, Star-Lord. In another reality, one where Thanos was killed apparently, Tony Stark, he is seeking to harness the Infinity Stones from Eitri, the Dwarf King that was played by Peter Dinklage in Avengers Infinity War. Yeah, Tony is with Gamora in this reality trying to harness the stones when the Watcher shows up. And the Watcher shows up and arrives and he wants Gamora and makes it clear that he don't want Tony Stark. Killmonger from the What If Killmonger Saved Tony Stark. Killmonger from that episode, yeah, he's also chosen. Yeah, his throne is in ruins and he's about to get arrested by Shuri and Pepper Potts. But that's when Uatu decides to take him for some reason. So he kind of escapes justice from the American and the Wakandan government. The party Thor that we saw 2 episodes back in the What If Thor Was an Only Child, the one that's partying in Vegas and was last seen about to be assaulted by some of Ultron's drones, yeah, he's also chosen as well, and he's the comic relief of the episode. Once they're gathered, they're in some mystical construct that resembles an English pub from Peggy Carter's memories. Yeah, Doctor Strange, he does that in order to ease their transition, I guess. And mind you, this is the Doctor Strange from several episodes back, the one who kept trying to save Christine Palmer. Yeah, and as we saw several episodes ago, yeah, he's the one the Watcher turns to when Ultron decides to take over and invade the multiverse. So yeah, as they're gathered in that English pub, one thing I noticed was Killmonger. Killmonger's looking at a replica of Ultron's helmet, right? He's looking intently at it, studying it practically. So the Watcher, he finally arrives and explains why he needs them. To be the guardians of the multiverse. Yeah, Doctor Strange and the Watcher, they explain what Ultron is, what the Infinity Stones are, and what the plan is. The plan is basically to get the stones off of Ultron. And once they do that, Gamora, she has a device called an Infinity Crusher, right? That's specifically designed to destroy the stones. But first they got to get the Soul Stone off of Ultron in order to make him vulnerable to have the other stones destroyed. Part of the plan involves traveling to a universe that Ultron has not yet detected because there's no life on there for him to destroy. And Doctor Strange, in a talk with Peggy Carter, he reveals that he still has difficulty controlling a lot of the demons whose energies he's siphoned. And he also reveals to Captain Carter that in his reality, Steve Rogers is the one who took the super soldier serum and became Captain America, which actually delights her. Killmonger, he's still studying the Ultron helmet, probably because it's made out of vibranium, which is Wakanda's top product, right? And because he's studying the helmet so intensely, Gamora looks at him with suspicion. At one point, Doctor Strange, he proposes a toast with all of the Guardians of the Multiverse. But, of course, he can't give a speech, so T'Challa, being the main party guy, he was able to finish it for him. And Thor, he gets excited and uses his hammer to create some lightning effect, but that attracts the attention of Ultron prematurely. So Doctor Strange, he casts a protective spell over everybody in there, right? He casts a protective spell over all of them so they can battle Ultron. And Thor, he fires a power bolt at Ultron, talking about "Viva Las Vegas!" But Ultron, he's not fazed by that, saying, "I'm not familiar with that battle cry." He just takes the energy and just balls it up pretty much, right? Yeah, they battle, and T'Challa, he manages to get the Soul Stone, to discreetly get the Soul Stone off of Ultron, right? And what does he say? As Yondu says, never doubt sticky fingers. They all go through, and once they got the Soul Stone, they all go through a portal that the Watcher created, right? And this portal leads back to that version of Ultron, back to his native reality that we saw in the last episode. And Doctor Strange, while they escape, Doctor Strange distracts Ultron with a bunch of zombies. The one we saw from the Walking Dead episode. What if everybody became a zombie? He dumps a pile of zombies on Ultron, including what's it called, the Scarlet Witch Wanda Maximoff zombie. Yeah, they battle, but their battle appears to have destroyed that reality. Once they're back in Ultron's native reality, they're met by the Black Widow, and Captain Carter is able to convince Natasha that they're cool, and that's right when Ultron shows up right on cue. Yeah, they're all trying to get their hands on the Soul Stone. Ultron, everybody, right? And Ultron, he designs an energy blast that's designed to kill everybody, but Doctor Strange, he manages to siphon the power that Ultron was going to use to destroy them, much to Ultron's confusion. And all of them are taking on Ultron from all sides. It's like the battle on Titan that was used in Avengers Infinity War against Thanos. And finally, they combine their might with Doctor Strange releasing the Kraken, if you want to call it that, releasing one of the most powerful demons that he has within him. And then once they've got Ultron pinned down, that's when Gamora applies the Infinity Crusher. However, it doesn't work because that Infinity Crusher was designed to destroy the Infinity Stones on her world, not the one that Ultron comes from. And Ultron realizes then and there that if he kills Doctor Strange, there's no more protection spell, and everybody's pretty much fair game for him. So when the Black Widow gets knocked away, she gets the idea to use that arrow that Hawkeye had in the last episode, the one that doubled as a flash drive, containing the artificial intelligence program of Arnim Zola, right? She gets the idea to try to use that against Ultron, right? Working in tandem, her and Captain Carter, Captain Carter manages to distract Ultron long enough for the Widow to use the bow and arrow on him, and it pierces him right between the eye. And once he does that, Arnim Zola, he takes over Ultron's body. And it's a really cool sequence, that part. You see two artificial intelligences arguing with each other, battling, jockeying for position, for supremacy over that body that they're in. And once he pretty much destroys Ultron's artificial intelligence, the body becomes a paperweight for a little bit. And Killmonger, who's been hiding during that whole battle, he finally comes out of hiding and uses the Ultron head that he's been messing with in order to manipulate the Ultron body's vibranium and its Infinity Stones onto his Black Panther armor. Once he's got the armor, he thinks that he can use the stones to fix his world and everybody's world, especially Doctor Strange's world. And out of everybody, they're all, especially Doctor Strange, he's tempted. But when they refuse, Killmonger, he tries to kill them all, right? However, Arnim Zola, he still lives within within Ultron's body, right? And he battles Killmonger to get the stones back, which is when Doctor Strange has an epiphany. He realizes that we're not meant to win. We're just meant to separate the stones from the body, any body, right? So this prompts him and the Watcher to work together, and they trap both Killmonger and the Arnim Zola Ultron in a pocket dimension, a crystallized pocket dimension, to battle each other forever. It's basically a miniaturized version of the pocket dimension that the Doctor Strange that we've been seeing ended up exiled to, right? And once he's trapped Killmonger and Ultron into that little miniature dimension, he goes back into his own pocket dimension where he talks with the Watcher and realizes that the Watcher, you planned this. You foresaw every moment, even Killmonger's betrayal, because you knew it would lead to this. He knew it would lead to Doctor Strange agreeing to watch over the mini pocket dimension, since he, in his own words, he now has nothing but time. The remaining Guardians of the Multiverse, after the Watcher thanks them, they depart back to their native realities at almost the exact moment when the Watcher took them. Except for the Black Widow. She doesn't want to go back to her native reality because there's nothing left for her there. And of course the Watcher absolutely cannot interfere and fix her world. So what he does is he transfers her to another reality that lost their Black Widow, specifically the one where Hank Pym was going around killing all the Avengers, which is fine by her because they welcome her. That's not the end of the episode, though. This episode actually has a post-credit scene. Yeah, Captain Carter, she gets back in her reality, and she gets quite the shocker from the Black Widow. The Hydra Stopper that was in the very first episode, the one that Steve Rogers occupied, it's present right then and there. That's what all the thugs on Batroth's ship, what they were trying to get. And what's more, there's someone inside the Hydra Stopper, namely Steve Rogers, most likely. Yeah, this season of What If, I liked it a lot. I did. And this episode shows that despite early proclamations early on in the first episode that none of this is required viewing for the main MCU, all the previous 8 episodes, they're required viewing for this episode because this is what they've been leading to. And it led me to have a few thoughts on this as well too. See, the Guardians of the Multiverse, they have several nods to many Avengers films, from the fight scenes to even the circular attack Avengers Assemble formation, right? And also, this is Chadwick Boseman's final MCU appearance, so R.I.P. Mr. Boseman. There appeared to be like a deeper subtext with the Black Widow and Captain Carter, and I know a lot of fanboys and fangirls are gonna run with this and write some fanfic stories about them being in a lesbian angle. More power to you. What else? The Infinity Stones question that I had last week. Well, actually, I don't even know if I asked it last week on my previous video. But a lot of people ask me, what's it called? How can Ultron use the Infinity Stones outside of the universe that he came from? Well, Doctor Strange, he's got one of the Infinity Stones, the Time Stone, and he was using it all throughout this episode, no problem. And he's not even in his native dimension at all. What else? Oh yeah, Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher, as a guy who looks at every parallel Earth in the multiverse. That reminded me of this movie right here, Source Code, which he was also in, and also dealt heavily with parallel realities, which is the multiverse. So, what does the season finale of the first season of What If mean for season 2? Well, for one thing, for season 2, we're gonna see why there's a Gamora and an Iron Man when we previously didn't get any information about their reality at all. They're gonna delve into that in the next season. And with all these parallel realities, with all the multiverse, this is going to be expanded upon in Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, the Spider-Man movie that's going to come out 2 months from now, No Way Home, as well as the Ant-Man Part 3 sequel, Quantum Mania. Loki may also deal with more of the multiverse as well too, based on how that ended. Yeah, I can't wait to see what's next. What's next is Eternals. That's going to be in the theater next month, and also the Hawkeye series is going to be on Disney Plus. Tune in next week. I mean, I may not have no more TV shows to give, no more Marvel shows to give recaps of, but I will be doing some Marvel things as well too. I'm going to surprise you, so stick around. You'll see it, Shack Housers, and subscribe below. Keep in tune. Have a good weekend. Later.